everybody. We're the Good Doctors of Abbey Research. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Dr. Kristen.
And welcome to today's episode, we're going to call them episodes, of the Good Doctors Diagnose. It is Wednesday, November 27th. It's the day before Thanksgiving here in the United States, if that is something that you choose to acknowledge and celebrate. So we want to talk about food. Why not? It's our pop culture edition.
Also food.
And we love to talk about food. So we would love to talk to you about one of our newest favorite shows. Well, for me, new. Dr. Donnelly's been watching a little bit longer. On Netflix, reality TV show on Netflix called Nailed It.
Yo.
What is Nailed It about, Kristen?
So have you ever seen, if you are a human on the internet, you may be aware of a website called Pinterest, which is a online corkboard of perfection, essentially, where people post
manufactured
perfection of cakes and party ideas and weddings and all these kind of other stuff. And there are people that try to make things on Pinterest and it doesn't go well. And so there were memes all over the internet called Pinterest fails. Mm-hmm. And a wonderful comedian named Nicole Byer
we love you, Nicole.
A whole team at Netflix decided to make a show of Pinterest fails and called it Nailed It. So the
Pinterest
premise
fails for cooking, yes.
Pinterest fails specifically for cooking. Pretty much all the Pinterest fails are cooking based in the memes. So it's like an elaborate unicorn cake that comes out looking like someone made a unicorn out of a carrot, these kind of things.
So that's the premise of the show. They bring on 3 amateur home bakers who are particularly adept at failing.
Yeah, who audition for this.
Yeah, at failing to produce these kind of elaborate or not so elaborate looking baked confections. And they compete for $10,000.
And a trophy.
And a super cool trophy. And they fail. Because
the point
almost is for them to fail. It's very entertaining, but it's not done in a way that mocks. And so the reason we wanted to do a little discussion about it in our GDD is because so much of reality TV, unless it's like a singing competition, really, a lot of focus is placed on kind of mocking the failure or, people be doing embarrassing things and being made fun of for it. So we watch I'm a Celebrity or Big Brother, and it's a lot of manipulation and lying and deceit and all of this. And what we love about baking shows usually, also Great British Bake Off, is it's a celebration of food and things. But
it's a celebration of perfection. So my real thing with singing shows is that it doesn't ever talk about the process of how hard something is.
Right.
And like last night we were watching another singing show and I looked at Erin and I was like, no one taught that poor girl how to breathe in Spanx.
Yeah.
Like we don't talk about kind of the reality of reality television because it's manufactured, whatever.
Right.
This is the least edited show I've ever seen in a really beautiful way.
Yeah.
And there are gags in it because they forget to do things and it becomes an inside joke.
One of the funniest things that happened in the episode last night was the host, Nicole, didn't like her shoes. So she was like, these shoes are uncomfortable. I'm taking them off. And she came back out from behind the desk. In the next scene, we see her feet in her slippers. And I was like, I feel seen.
It was amazing.
And so it's that authenticity, but also it's giving people space to be imperfect.
Correct.
Which is such a huge thing in an actually really big way.
Because and honestly, what they are rewarding is that you followed instructions and gave it a good try.
Yeah, it is the good.
That's it.
It's the good effort award.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, you gave it your best. We gave you some really clear instructions. If you didn't follow them, we're not going to reward that. But if you followed them because just so you guys understand too, these elaborate things they do, it would probably take professionals hours or days.
Yeah.
And these guys get 30 minutes to make a cookie that literally belongs on the cover of a magazine.
Yeah.
So it's
no one's ever gonna match it. But it's hopefully learning something. So it's coming at it from an attitude of learning, which is great. They always try and say
in the first you did this and now you remember to do this and so you learned and that's a win.
You learned and that's an improvement and here's what I liked about what you did, which is, and some of them are so ridiculous and some of them are so bad that you can't help but laugh. But it's done from a place of, I think, kindness as well.
And also a celebration, we are all here for the same reason.
Yeah.
And it's just I love the fake perfect cooking shows like Top Chef and Chopped, and my husband and I watch Worst Cooks in America, but even those are and MasterChef, but I read all the behind the scenes things about like, and here's all the help these people get, and here's all the producers doing things, and this is really obviously just these people being idiots.
So
I love it.
The lesson we can take from this is just the importance of giving space for imperfection, recognizing that everything is a learning process. And that one time you're not going to get everything right. You have to keep practicing and learning from your mistakes and figuring out how I can do this a little bit better, or how I can change my approach to this, which is something we all do every day in life, but isn't always reflected in television, and certainly not in reality television. So our chef hat tip to the folks that nailed it, and those are our lessons for this Good Doctors Diagnose.
So happy food in a hopefully emotionally safe place for you day instead of Thanksgiving. And if you haven't been paying attention to Erin's coverage of Indigenous Heritage Month here in the United States, I would encourage you to do so to understand why we are hesitant to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
That's right. And if you even just go back to my video from Monday where I recommend a few TED Talks, there's some links below about food sovereignty for Native and Indigenous peoples, and also changing our national conversation about Thanksgiving and trying to incorporate more Indigenous foods and be more respectful of the Indigenous peoples and how we tell the myth of Thanksgiving. So there's articles in those show notes if you are interested.
And we also hope that you guys eat the proper cranberry sauce, which is the one that comes from the tin with the witches.
Because traditions are traditions. So enjoy.
Happy feast day, everybody.
Happy feast day. And we hope you have a nice time with your family. We will be back with Good Doctors Diagnose on Monday. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.